Hello everyone! Today I'm here with my daughter Nicole, and she's 19 years old, and I'm telling you her age because today we're gonna try and answer this great question that I think basically every parent might have about their sons or daughters spending a lot of time on their phones or on their devices or watching series or whatever. And so I asked her to explain better this thing because she's there, she's in the situation, and so why not ask her, a teenager, directly how we can do this or try and help our teenagers to spend less time on devices. And so I'm gonna ask her a few questions so she can help us to understand a little bit better. So Nico, every mom I think would like to know maybe how to help their teenage to spend less time on the devices. And obviously I speak on the side of parents, and we only do it because we think it's the best thing for our kids, not to spend the whole day there, but maybe to live their life more instead of watching someone else's life go by and they're not living basically in our eyes. So Nicole, what do you think, in your opinion, is the first step to try and help the relationship between kids and parents, so that the parent can at least try to minimize this issue?
Okay, so the first thing I have to say is that the most common mistake for parents is doing parents, because during the teenagers age or years, teenagers are in the age of rebellion, and so they tend to see their parents as their enemies. Exactly.
So, sorry if I interrupt you, but do you mean that we just have to behave like friends?
No, not friends, but like teenagers, because the first step I think you have to do to connect, or better to reconnect with your daughter or with your son, is exactly create a connection, because there's a big lack of connection, I think, in this age between parents and teenagers, because nobody understands the other. Teenagers are rebellious, and so they don't even try to understand the reasons behind the explications or the requests of their parents. They just want to be rebel and don't have laws. And if you try to be the law that they try to fight, you're never gonna make a real connection with them, and so never really resolve the problem, we can say.
That's very good explanation. Thank you so much. And so how do you think, or what do you think is the best way to try and gap that bridge?
I think the best way to get this bridge, especially if we are talking about swiping or devices, telephones, etc., and go on, in my opinion, as a teenager, is the adult the mature person in this relationship. It's all about the thing that you have to try to put yourself in your teenager world, and so understand or show especially interest and curiosity in why your son or your daughter keep continuing doing that, swiping and be on devices, etc.
That's very interesting. So Nicole, would you tell us how to try and build this connection, this connection between the parent and the teenage? how would you approach them if you saw that they were spending the whole day on the phone? What would you do?
I just sit next to them, and I simply tell them, "Oh, hi! What are you watching? What are you staring at? What's the like?" Being interested and curious about the content that your teenagers is looking at. So maybe it can be if it's your daughter, maybe that can be makeup or I don't know.
Fashion.
Yes, fashion, hair, whatever.
Travel, whatever.
I mean, and I simply try to be like his friend teenager, okay? His teenager friend, okay? So I just sit here and I tell him or I tell her like, hey, what are you staring at? What's your swiping about? And I just let him or her explain me what's the content. So maybe he or her gonna tell me, oh, it's like about makeup, it's about fashion, it's about hair, whatever. And so I just sit there and try to make a connection, being interested in what he or she is seeing. So, for example, doing like cute comments, we can say like, oh, this is gonna be grateful on you, this is gonna be awesome, or why do you really like this makeup? Is that for colors or for the shape? I know, whatever.
Okay.
And the same thing, of course, for sons. I don't know, maybe with cars or whatever. Me personally, I'm so interested in travels, okay, for example, and I passed a lot of times swiping up on Instagram to see like travel photos and imagining myself doing these travels and living adventures and so go on.
And I love travels as well, so I need to connect
Exactly.
with you because I haven't done it in a while.
And for example, I do just a little example to let's understand, okay? The other time, now I'm a really imagination planner by myself, you know? And so the other time, I was particularly in obsession with Norway, okay? For example, like...
Obsessed with Norway.
Obsessed with Norway, exactly. This is my dream, this is my dream country, and etc. And so I passed all my afternoon swiping up destinations for Norway, things to do, etc. etc. And what my mom could have been doing is the thing that maybe she could show interest in what I was watching, in what I was swiping to, okay, and ask me why Norway. Oh, so what are the destinations that you plan to go in, okay, or how will you organize your travel in Norway? And I can assure you that this really simple thing had already the potential to create a connection.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that I see you being interested in what I love, for example, or in what I like, this thing already creates a connection, okay?
Okay, absolutely. This is very good. So the first step would be connection. And so ask questions, right? And to listen carefully and create this connection. And this is also beautiful and I love it because it's what coaches do. So ask questions and listen and create that connection and that conversation. And then
I think that it's really the fact that parents, if you want to try to make this connection, don't have to be parents anymore with a teenager, because teenagers, if they do, they will always see them as enemies, you know. And you,
my God, poor parents!
I know, but this is the thing. I'm sorry. You don't have to be my enemy because you tell me all day what I have to do and what I'm not doing, you know, because you only like allow me to feel I don't think wrong is the right word, but
Guilty.
guilty, exactly. And the more
You create guilt and shame
Exactly.
that way.
and the less I will be open to you and to listen to you as well. So you don't have to be my enemy, you have to be my friend. And so approach yourself and being interested and curious about my world, okay? Because you are the adult and you are the mature person the mature person in this situation.
Okay, that's great, Nicole. Thank you for explaining all that.
You're welcome.
And after that, so we said the connection, so to show interest, curiosity, and then after that, what would happen? What could happen after the parent and the child re-establish that connection?
I think the following step is to make a proposal. But this proposal has to be really smart, so you don't have to fall again in this parents thing, like ordering things and pretending things, okay? You just have to keep in mind parents are friends, you know?
Okay, teenagers.
For the teenagers,
Yeah.
exactly. And so you have to do this proposal, but with time, you know, not that
With
calm.
not like the day after.
Exactly, or maybe like 1 hour later,
1 hour later.
and you're already there, like,
Yeah.
just leave your telephone and go do that. Because if
Yes,
your
of
son
course.
or your daughter are really compelled to be on their devices or telephones, they will not.
They will have resistance.
Exactly. Even 1 hour later, and even if you're already created a connection, okay?
Well, of course, because they will say, okay, that was just a strategy.
Exactly.
You know, so.
Exactly. Because we're not stupid, and you have to be the
Nobody's
smart.
stupid.
You have to be the smart
The
parent.
smartest one.
Exactly. So the thing is that you have to do proposal about the content that your teenager is interested in, okay? So if it's like fashion, we can say for a daughter, a mother maybe some days later can just tell her, for example, oh, do you remember like I don't know, the trouser that you showed me on your phone and that you really liked? Would you like maybe go in this shop and I don't know, maybe try trousers like that and well, having a day in fashion and try on clothes and after that maybe buying something and all thing. And this thing I think already will give you 1 day for your teenagers away of devices. But this is just because you created a connection, so you showed interest, and then you did a smart proposal about that content.
Yeah, and you also showed your daughter or your son that you are interested in them and you would like to spend some time with them, right?
Exactly.
But
But anyway, I think you don't have to make them feel guilty if they aren't accepting this proposal or this connection like now, you know.
Yeah, it takes time, so
Exactly.
every person is different, and it depends a lot on the relationship also that there is between mother and daughter, or mother and son, or father and daughter, father and son, whatever. So yeah. What else can we say about this? I think that we said quite a few things and very useful. And so to recap is, if you want to create this, let's say, connection and try to take your teenagers away from their devices, you need to be the first one to go towards their world, to connect with them, show them that you are interested in what you're doing, even though you might not understand completely why they're doing it. Just move towards them and try and connect, ask questions, be curious about their world, show them that you are interested in them. And then with time, and I'm sure it won't take that long of a time, you know, you will be able to spend more time together. I think that's the thing also, that teenagers, kids in general, people in general, we need to feel loved and cared for and listened to. And so
maybe your teenager is just in a big lack of attention, for example. Maybe.
Yes, and could be because in today's lives everyone is doing their own thing and we're all busy doing something else, and we don't realize that, you know, time goes by and we keep losing that connection between teenagers, parents, people in general. So it's a good thing to try and make that effort. And sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's difficult, but we as parents maybe don't think that our teenagers need us as much as before, or need to be, I don't know, loved as much as before. But maybe that's not true. It's just that way of loving and connecting is changed, is different from when they were little. And so we need to find new ways to find that love again and to reconnect with our teenagers, with our kids.
Because it's not, I think, a childish love that you used to give him, for example, or give her, that you have to give like right now, but it's a different way of love, and it's not like hugs and kisses and all this childish love, we can say, okay? It's really about curiosity and being not like
making feel the person important.
Yes.
Because each one of us is important, right?
Yes.
And wants to be listened to and cared for and seen and heard.
Exactly.
Okay then, so if you don't have anything else to do, Nicole, we can close this long video, and we hope that it was useful to some parents. Also, Nicole was saying maybe don't let your teenagers watch this video because it's a secret strategy that, you know, I mean, just do it without them knowing.
Like even if you're not interested in what your son or your daughter is really is into, we can say just pretend, okay? Just pretend to be it, because it's this thing that gonna be create a connection, even if for you it's not like so interesting, or even if you think that the principle is wrong, even just because it starts from a device. It's not like we think, and the thing that you have to do is put yourself in the way that we think. Is that the advice I can do? I can give. This is my last advice.
Okay, that's great. Yes, and when she says pretend to be interested, I would like to add, if you're not interested in what your son or your daughter is doing, is watching, at least do it because you love them. So, and it's also a way, obviously, to get them know better, because you are seeing what they're interested in, what they might be their passions, their hobbies, maybe what they want to do someday when they grow up. So it's also a way of getting to know them. So yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else to say.
Me neither.
So we say bye to you, and
good luck.
Good luck. And thank you for listening, and leave in the comments, what you think. What are your thoughts? Do you think you're gonna implement something of what Nicole told us? Let us know, okay? We are here, and if we can help in any other way, then Nicole is here. Yeah, exactly. So take care for now.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.